Hi, my name is Grier Drummond. I'm in grade 12 in the visual arts program. When I make work, I clear a spot on the floor in my bedroom, turn on my favorite Netflix series, and get cracking. Art has always been a way for me to unwind and relax rather than a mind-boggling process that will drain me of all my energy and sanity. What I've found through bright colors and characters is art that's actually fun and enjoyable to make. I started to develop these characters in grade 9 in my sketchbooks, and eventually they evolved and grew to be this guy. This plainer looking, repetitive guy. He or they, or whatever they are, is my guy. These guys appear again and again in my work, some looking the exact same every time and some with slight variations. For example, some have smooth heads while others have horns. You never know, but neither do I, because I never plan a piece before I start it. Like I said, I like fun, relaxing work. I'm someone who likes to do it all in one go. It is not enjoyable for me to meticulously plan out every detail of something on a smaller scale just to reproduce it bigger. I'm also a big fan of repetition, not only in the schedule that is life, but with my art as well. And I think that is why I've stuck mainly to only a few characters throughout the years, and they're my guys. These characters don't have feelings, they don't have hobbies or pets. Sure, some look sad and some look happy, but I didn't intend to convey any emotions. It is all up to the interpretation of the viewer to decide how they want to see my art. I can, however, see the space in which these characters live. It's definitely another world, but not one with a name or streets or a background at all. It's kind of just a floating space in which these wandering characters seem to be passing through. Mr. Berry recently asked the grade 9s to critique my work, and they described a couple of the guys as looking lost. This helped me to view my work in a new light. It hadn't really occurred to me before that my art could be interpreted as emotional, or that I as an artist might be giving the impression that myself feel lost or aimless, rather than just feeling happy and letting my mind wander as I work. To be honest, I am often way more focused on what's happening on my laptop screen than on what I'm drawing, which sounds really careless, but it's really just the most comfortable way for me to work. The materials I use and am most comfortable with right now are ink, watercolor, pens, and paint markers on primed wood. I find that the wood makes a nice background which would normally just be plain paper. Recently I've been trying new media with my art by throwing it into Illustrator and playing around with it digitally through tracing and paths. The result of this was 10 by 22 foot wallpaper that I displayed my work on Portfolio Day 7. It was very nice to see it for the 72 hours it was up. However, eventually it had to be torn down, and I was in a rush. I knew there was no way for me to save it and bring it home. So I just jumped as high as I could and ripped all that right off the wall in lightning speed. It was quite heartbreaking, but also really fun. When I was in grade 10, I worked at my aunt's restaurant, Louvrier, for brunch on Saturdays. Just down the street was a gallery called #Gallery. So one day I went in with my mom and checked out the art and saw that there was an upcoming show where anyone could submit art pieces as long as they were 4 by 4 inches. My mom was like, "You gotta do this." So I listened, because you should always listen to your parents, right? So I made 6 little pieces, dropped them off at the gallery, and waited for the show to open. Once the show was up, I brought a bunch of friends to come and check it out, and I was proud to see my work hanging in a gallery on Dundas Street. About a month later, the gallery emailed me and asked if I wanted to be in another show, which led to them signing me as one of their artists. And there was this contract, and it all felt pretty amazing. I participated in a couple of their shows after that, including a big group gallery show at 99 Sudbury, which was fantastic. Last year in May was my first solo show with the gallery, and I was able to curate it alongside Graham, the owner of the gallery, and my mom, who helped to hang it all, and the next day was the opening. I had so many of my friends and family come up to support me, and it was an incredible experience overall. That opportunity helped me to see my work, which is quite playful in a more serious and professional light. I feel like when I make art, it's the same way a kid would make art, drawing with no purpose, just simply to entertain yourself. When I was younger, I'd put on my favorite CD, and draw my dream house. I'd draw my room with bunk beds that were 4 beds high, and the ceiling would be carpeted with purple fur. When you're a kid, you draw for fun, and that's exactly how I like to work. It makes the whole process a lot more relaxed, so if I mess up, I don't feel, and if I don't like the final product, I can just throw it aside and try again. Most of my pieces are full of colors and overlapping lines, which looks quite chaotic, but I've used thought-out composition to make the world seem balanced. With super busy pieces, you can also get that Where's Waldo vibe, because there's always something new to see when you come back to it, because it's so jam-packed with so many guys. That is one of the problems I face with my work, because I never know when it's finished. I have trouble not filling in the space with more and more, so I gotta take a step back sometimes, grab a cookie, and ask someone else what they think. They is usually Mr. Barry or my mom. Thank you, ESA Visual Arts, for an amazing 4 years. I'm so incredibly grateful for the people I met here and how hard we've worked together and supported each other as a community. Thank you, Mr. Barry, for running such an amazing program and for your constant encouragement. What happens at the school would not be possible without you.